Hey everyone, welcome to my video about my hair. I decided to do a video documenting my lock journey because I think I have a kind of a unique situation in terms of my hair and my process and my timeline. And so I'm sort of very distracted. It's spring and we're not used to seeing stuff. I live in Canada. Everything's usually under a blanket of snow, so everything's distracting me right now. So I tried to position myself in front of this door so that my hair could be somewhat visible. And I'll give you a little background. So I have very dry, curly hair. I'm going to kind of fluff it up a little bit here. So it's very spirally and ringlety, and yeah, so this is my natural hair. And I don't dye it. This white streak is all natural. I stopped dyeing it. I dyed it for many, many years actually, and I stopped dyeing it about 3, 4 years ago at this point. About 2 years ago, I stopped using conditioner. Well, actually, so getting ahead of myself. I started my locking journey, my lock journey, like 2.5 years ago, and then I stopped, and now I'm back on it again. So I started using the Freeform method, which is basically the idea is that you just wash your hair often, like every 2 or 3 days, and you don't touch it, which is hard for me because I play with my hair a lot. And so I did that for about 5 months, and I got about 13 or 14 dreads out of it. I actually have 11 now, and I did the unthinkable. I know you guys are going to freak out, but I actually cut 2 out because I wasn't sure what to do. I actually very stupidly put beads in them very early on, and both of the beads were stone. So one was a quartz crystal and the other one was black tourmaline. And black tourmaline has a property of drawing negative energy into itself. And what happened with both of the dreads, one of them I've actually kept, another one I don't remember why I cut it out, actually, to be totally honest with you. I think it was just like one of those moments where you're just like, but the root situation was very, very minimal, and the hair gathering situation around the bead was incredibly heavy. And so when my hair was wet, that one dread would cause a lot of pain and discomfort, and it was like really kind of crazy feeling. And on the spiritual and esoteric end of things, I was like, why did I choose to put a bead that absorbs negative energy into my hair? Because it didn't really make a lot of sense. And so it actually felt energetically, it felt like an enormous release and relief when I actually cut it out. So I was actually pretty happy with that. I didn't keep the dread. I know that's probably really strange too. I know a lot of people have very different feelings. Dreads are very emotionally charged. And I don't just mean the ones you have on your head, but the whole topic around having locks and dreads, it seems to be. Okay, so I'm down to 11 dreads at this point. I stopped actually my freeform locking process completely because I started actually really liking my hair. So little history about me. I've never really dealt well with my hair. My hair is really, really hot and incredibly dry and frizzy, so it's like really like electric staticky in the winter, and then just incredibly hot in the summer. And I live in a place that's very dry in the winter and very humid in the summer, so it completely works against my hair and my level of comfort with having my hair down. So I never ever wore it down. It was always in a bun, which is primarily one of the reasons that motivated me to finally dread my hair, because I've had friends with dreads and people who do hair, like stylists who specifically do dreads, and they're like, your hair is perfect for it, you should totally do it. But I always sort of felt like I shouldn't, because my hair is incredibly weird and unique. I have kind of unique hair. I haven't met very many people that have hair like mine. So I was like a little resistant, but when I found out about the free-forming locking journey and this spiritual aspect of having dreadlocks, being that your hair is an extension of your soul and your spiritual connection to God and the planet and creation, And I really liked that. And I wanted the idea of having roots that were strong and like they're a receptor. They're like whiskers on a cat. They draw a lot of positive energy around you. They connect you to your environment, to the ether, to the earth, to God, to creation. And I really, really liked that. And so that was why I wanted to pursue having dreads. And when I found out that you could just sort of let your hair do it on its own and it would just sort of happen, that made sense to me. I didn't like the idea of having them installed. It felt kind of weird and very intentional and very like a big step to take in one go. Whereas I like being guided by happenstance, so to speak. So that really worked well for me. And then I stopped letting my hair dread because I started just really liking my hair because I wasn't touching it anymore and I wasn't putting product in it and I wasn't putting shampoo and I wasn't putting anything in it. And that's been the bigger thing, is learning to just let my hair be itself and understanding that our bodies are a genius. I mean, we're incredibly beautifully created, and so we don't need to put anything in our hair. I mean, L'Oreal wasn't there 100 years ago or whatever, and hopefully they won't be there in 100 days. But anyway, I think that the biggest change for me over the 2 years since I stopped allowing the locks to form was that I stopped using shampoo and conditioner on all products. So my hair got really kind of nice again, but I kept brushing it out. Or combing it out while it's wet in between washes, which is actually what you do in case you're interested in having partial dreads. You can totally do it. Now, the only thing, and the thing that I didn't think of ahead of time, is that my hair falls out, and so it maintains, and I'm in my 40s, so it doesn't grow super long. And although I do try to look after myself, I wasn't properly intentionally looking after my hair very well. So my dreads are growing, but my hair is kind of staying the same length. And I didn't want to have okay, and you can see this one guy, this is my longest dread. And this is my hair when it's not, like just when it's, doing its curl. Now if I were to pull my hair down so that it's straight, it's almost as long as my dread. But it doesn't do that, as you can see. Hang on. So, whoop, there we go. See? Super long dreads and much shorter sitting hair. Like I said, for those of you who know curly hair, when you stretch it out, it can be super long. It can be surprisingly much longer than you realize. Anyway, so that was part of the thing. Aesthetically, I was kind of like, okay, what am I doing here? Because if I'm gonna continue dreading, then I should get to it, and if I'm not, then I should consider combing these out, brushing them out. And I short story or long story longer, I decided to keep going with the Freeform locking process because I liked the way it was working ahead of time, and I just kind of like the idea of throwing throwing my fate to another hand, to the guiding hand of creation, to just do my hair for me. I don't want to do my hair anymore. I'm gonna let God do my hair. So yeah. So there you go. Okay, so I have, like I said, and as you saw, my hair is not that short, really, but it sits very short, and I have this cool streak that I got, which is super awesome, so thank you, genetics. And I've got a couple of dreads on this side. They're mostly at the back. I have almost nothing in the front. A lot of them are underneath, and they're all kind of lined up, and they're kind of in a line in this middle part of my hair, not the absolute underneath, but kind of the middle part. So now it's been 1 month since I stopped combing and started washing my hair every 2 days. And so you can see when you have hair like mine, it doesn't look quite the hot mess that some people have to go through. Although I I might be speaking too soon. You might be seeing me in a couple months looking very different. But at this point, because of the nature of my hair, almost nobody notices that I'm actually locking it at all, even though I have some pretty mature dreads. And I will show you this guy. Hang on. Okay. That's a pretty, that's a pretty mature dread right there. It's round. It's about the same thickness as my finger. And I have 11 of those very mature dreads. And then I have just sort of curls that if you just can't touch them too much, otherwise you'll start to untangle them. So boldly we go forward, and I'll catch you guys in a bit, and you get to see what it looks like. I don't know, maybe once a month I'll do this. Okay. Thanks for watching. See you later.